It might also be the time to buy Pioneer decks, because I imagine that maybe interest is at an all-time low. It's really like if you feel like the format is gonna exist forever. I'm gonna keep this hand. Opponent has revealed Yorion. I remember back in the day in Pioneer, it felt like Lurrus had game against everything besides the Yorion decks, and then just could never beat a Yorion. So let's see if that's still the case. Yeah, I agree. I think that especially when there are like Pioneer GPs and you've got like people working on the format, it's gonna pick up in popularity. Opponent mulls to 5 on the play. Good morning, Marshmallow. Plays a Jeskai Triumph and passes. I cast Merfolk Windrobber and pass back. So I would imagine that this is the Fires, the Luca Fires deck, be my guess, and it's definitely what it looks like here. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold up a drown X equals 1 this turn. Just play a tapped Watery Grave. I think there's like a 0% chance we attack with Mutavault next turn. Actually, that's not true. If my opponent plays its Teferi Time Raveler, no, there's the wall token. Never mind. Although Teferi Time Raveler would be pretty bad for us for sure. Yeah, so we've got 4 decks in the Dono queue today. We've got this pretty cool Sultai Rogues deck and Pioneer, and then we've got a Teamer control list in Modern that's playing. What is this? Shark Typhoon for 1. Fair enough. We've got a Teamer control list that is playing like Dryad of the Elysian Grove and Valakutes, which is pretty interesting. And then we have a Jeskai Spirits deck in Modern, and then we have like Grixis Twitch chat, which also seems fun. Another night of GTA and sleeping in a day. You have a good day too, Ghost. So I'm hoping they don't have Transmogrify. They have something worse, which in this Anger of the Gods. But we can hopefully recoup some of that card disadvantage by resolving into the story soon. If my opponent just passes it back again, we can maybe put Lurrus into our hand and then hold up Drown. Obviously, I'd like to maybe just drown something impactful this turn. Gaia Reach. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Let Omen resolve. Kind of hope that they sack the Omen. That way we can get just like then at that point 1 counter with Drown, and the Loch turns on into the story for next turn. I think it's better to put Lurrus into our hand than it is to cast Deathrite Shaman here, but I might be wrong about that. Merry Christmas, Rohan. I'm doing well. The 1-2 lines up pretty well against the 1-1s. We definitely need to save this Drown for Yorion at this point in the game, I think. Yeah, we can't Lurrus and get back Windrobber and hold up the Drown that we need to, so I think we just pass. Yo Ninja. That's really exciting. That's really exciting. That Reed is great. Reed is great. I'm glad that got some recognition for the deck. It's a good Christmas present. Just gonna cast. Maybe I was supposed to play the Shaman off of Botanical Sanctum, because now I don't have Drown up, but I also don't think I'll need it. Right, they still only have 6 cards in their graveyard. Man, I have not tapped a Deathrite Shaman for mana in so long. Feels pretty good. hopefully the Windrobber turns on our Throne of Eldraine cards. Good morning, J Riot. Good morning to everybody again. Fair enough.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Okay, that will let us cast Into the Story, so let's just pass it back. Smokey, 10 months in a row. Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, hopefully 2021 is even better than this year. But yeah, this year was great for the stream for sure. Yeah, I agree that Back to Nature seems pretty solid here. Pretty cool card. Only held back by the mediocrity of enchantments. Then is Lurrus, 2 other cards. Oh, sorry, Yorion, 2 other cards. 7 mana for an Agent of Treachery. Which I think I'm going to drown. Just got to get this here. Yeah, I know it's mostly for the Auras matchup, or at least that's what I was assuming, but it also seems fine here. They've got a lot of enchantments. Well, I'm not saying 2020 as a whole was great, but I personally have had, you know, a decent amount of professional success this year. But, you know, a lot of bad stuff for sure. It's possible I'm supposed to just cast another Enforcer. Not 100% sure there. Yeah, MTGO user Aspiring Spike did have an okay 2020 at the end of the day. Should be able to Mutavault here. Let's attack for 5. They can castle, but not super duper effectively, of course. They still have that Yorion, but we have double drown, which is pretty nice. They do make that token. The deck has so many sweepers. I'm not sure that I'm going to overcommit by playing the Enforcer, although...
Welcome, Spikelings, to
I guess we're actually kind of swinging for lethal if we do, right? Trill, 5 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. Feels kind of nice to be playing Pioneer again. Reconnecting with an old friend. And this deck is super cool. I believe TSP Jindrik was the originator of this deck. I think it's pretty neat. They target the Shaman. Okay, so now I'll definitely play the other Thieves Guild. And I think that we're not supposed to... I don't think we're supposed to drown the Chain to the Rocks. Just hold it. Seems better. Experiencing some lag. Man, being a Pioneer again honestly just makes me so nostalgic. I don't know. When the format came out, it was my favorite format until Theros came out, and I really feel like Theros did so many bad things to the format. Am I gonna restart? What's going on? Guess I'll try restarting. Experienced MTGO users restart their client in between every turn. But I really do hope that I one day fall back in love with Pioneer, and that Pioneer has a lot of support from Wizards, and I do feel like when GPs come back, definitely has the potential to do that. Yeah, Uro is definitely not as good in Pioneer as it is in Modern, and I think that's largely due to fetch lands. No, my opponent still hasn't done anything. Well, it's kind of hard to mill out the 80 card deck, but it's definitely possible. Mutavault is also a card I haven't activated in a long time. They go down to 5. They're dead even if they make a token with Castle. So they need to draw like Supreme Verdict, but even then we've got, you know, the Mutavaults to pressure them. Yeah, we'll just counter this and end the game. I really, really like Valakut Awakening, as I keep saying over and over again. I think I want the Thoughtseize and the Disputes. Back to Nature does seem decent. But I'm not sure exactly how we're going to make room for them. Maybe just play like 1. I also like Fatal Push does stop Transmogrify, and the Luca minus just stops their main game plan. But maybe we just play Abrupt Decay instead, because this can't be countered and also kills cards like Teferi. Hey Risen, how you doing today? Maybe Dispute isn't even that good against them. It's probably fine. We just don't have to play the full 3.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Also maybe trim on Merfolk Windrobber. This card kind of feels a little underpowered to me. Oh, Tailsend is great against them. So good against the Yorion deck. Risen, half a year it's still going strong. Hell yeah. This kind of looks good to me. You have 6 removal spells or tokens. You kind of want a 7th. Are their enchantments important? Maybe not. Is Chevill good? Oh, that's actually probably true that Chevill isn't good. I think you're probably right about that. Let's play like 2 Windrobbers, the Disputes. Do you want to play the Duress? I think I'm kind of in for Duress. It's my, you know, I'm just a modern boomer trying out Pioneer for the first time. Be patient with me.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
5 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. We don't have any mill enablers for these shamans, which is a bit awkward, but I think we can still keep this hand. That's exciting as a Jad. Hey, dude.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Hey, Spirit Walker. Good morning to everybody. Popping off. Is that a hype train I hear chugging along? Probably need to hold up. Well, actually, I think drawing this chart, of course. We get to play the shaman this turn. It's kind of nice. Potentially. They have a dispute? Okay, fair enough. Is Tailsend the best card ever, or is it still Shark Typhoon? I'm pretty high on Tailsend. Of course. Just a broken record at this point. Take this Fires, I suppose. The hand obviously is lacking in white mana. I wonder if Upload Mine wouldn't be better than Charter Course. It's kind of an interesting thought. So we can Tails in the search for a Plains ability, but they just have another birth, so I don't think we want to. Feels pretty unlikely that we end up casting Tailsend and Shaman. We know their hand. Maybe I'll just attack and then put Lurrus into my hand here. Kind of seems fine. Don't really mind if they change to the rocks, one of these guys. We can Tailsend the change to the rocks trigger if we want. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. The Charter Course are probably the card that makes the least sense to me in the list, but it's possible that they're good. We play the Second Birth. So their hand is Chained, Mystical Dispute. I thought we only had one unknown, but maybe it was two, actually. Alright, I'll shock here so that we can pay for the dispute on the tail's end. It's kind of funny. The Birth of Meltus gains them 2 life, but it also is a non-creature going to the grave. Oh, wait, sorry. This has to be instant sorcery. Never mind. So it doesn't actually just get eaten by Deathrite Shaman. They put the Yorion into your hand, which is not an ability you can Tail's End. Probably just spending 7 mana on this into the story at this point in the game. Which does not feel very good, but is just going to happen next turn, it looks like. Although they have that Mystical Dispute, actually. I'm not going to Tails in this ETB, I guess. I suppose I could have made mana with Shaman, but I just can't cast anything. We do have Abrupt Decays to kill the Rest in Peace. Yeah, let me take this Dispute so that we can resolve into the story. And I'll let them chain to the rocks, Lurrus. Gross. So now they can Yorion, but Yorion I suppose isn't doing that much. It's just a 4/5. Just. And we do get to draw 4 cards. A bit above rate at 7 mana, but we'll take it. Drown into Loch. Not a magic card here, sadly. And you know, most of our deck are not magic cards right now. Yeah, this may be enough. I agree. They drew another Teferi. Jeez, it's pretty bad for us. They may just bounce Yorion, give it vigilance here. Oh, that's right. Drown can kill tokens. Right. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I'm down to bring in the Back to Natures for game 3. I might be going to game 3 sooner than I might like. Good morning, Eviltown. Puts 2 on the bottom. Yeah, we haven't drawn great, but also the Rest in Peace is just so good against our deck. And then they get to change to the rocks our Lurrus, and then we can't gain life. Yeah, Deathrite Shaman's pretty good in this deck with all the incidental mill. If only it was a rogue. They're gonna change the rocks as Shaman? It's kind of weird. Yeah, we definitely want
Welcome,
the
Spike
Back to
Links,
Natures.
to the Shark Typhoon.
Shadrach Meshach gifted a sub to Gustavo. Awesome. Thank you. Merry Christmas. This looks pretty good to me. Yeah, pretty weak hand here. Let's go to 6. This hand's much better. I think I'm gonna put back either the Mutavault or the Back to Nature. I'm gonna put back the Mutavault. It's pretty bad against Birth of Meltus. I'm just gonna take the Anger of the Gods here, I think. That is a Mutavault in a 3-color deck. We've got a light green splash. I think the mana works. Do you think the mana works? I want to play this as a black source for Lurrus. Maybe I should have kept that Mutavault. Oh no, I did not mean to F6 there. I meant to yield till end of turn. Shit. Yeah, Jolts have not been very good this game. Man. I think we offer the verdicts. Just offer the 2-for-1 here. And it seems like they're not going to take it if they're going to put a token into play. Wait, they're going to cast Verdict? It's like super fine with us, right? So weird that they would cast the Omen of the Sun and still have their plan B for Verdict there. Don't really get that. Really, really regretting not keeping the Mutavault. This kind of feels so silly now. Even like, just like we got so hard last game by the Chain to the Rocks and the Rest in Peace. I thought Back to Nature would be great. So they can make a 3/3 shark. I think I'm just gonna put Lurrus into my hand here. Yeah, Deathrite's pretty good in this deck, which is exciting, right? Because Deathrite Shaman, despite being banned in Modern and Legacy, is not that good in Pioneer, and you know that's almost entirely due to fetch lands not being legal. But with all the incidental mill that this deck has, Shaman's pretty good. This is a hard cast Typhoon. It looks like a hard cast Typhoon. Awesome. Oh, Back to Nature's looking good. It's like it gives us a chance to win. I think we're just activating Deathrite twice end of turn here. Well, we can Abrupt Decay that. Probably will this turn. We'll see what we draw, or we'll see what else happens here. Of course, we don't know any card in their hand. I think maybe it's better to just save Abrupt Decay though for like a Luca or Transmogrify. I kind of think I buy that. I also should have targeted, I think, both of my graveyard cards there. They've got something end of turn. Omen of the Sun. Valakut Awakening, okay. Kind of weird that they would play the Triome when they were on Valakut Awakening there. Doll of Cutie, thank you for the raid. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. I think I'm just going to pass it back here. Kind of worried about a Luca or a Transmogrify. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Well, they have Transmogrify or Luca, they get us. I'm going to save the Decay to actually kill the Teferi, I guess. And we do get to double Shaman them. It's also possible they have a sweeper here. Play Steam Vents. Tapped, so no Luca. Is it worth decaying the token in response? It may have been. In fact, I might just decay the token right now, and then we have Shaman, and they just kind of have to sweep the board. Just not even worry about the Teferi. If we decay the token, they shouldn't be able to Agent of Treachery us. I mean, how bad even is Agent of Treachery though? I guess it's like pretty bad. Yeah, attacking. You're right. Attacking is rough if they have a shark, but also so is decaying the token. It's a pretty cool spot. Always like having to make tricky decisions. It is nice that we can sack the Merfolk Windrobber. So maybe we'll just play both of our 1-drops and pass. It's pretty bad if they have a sweeper though. Oh, we actually, yeah, there's only 2 targets for, or there's 3 targets for the Shaman. So we'd have to cast Decay to get another target. They also canned Yorion the Chain to the Rocks to get rid of a Deathrite Shaman. But if that's their line, I believe Decay kills them if we play Thief Guild Enforcer Windrobber, so let's do this. Let's do this. Really interesting line. Or, you know, decision tree, rather. They do have a shark. Good call, Doom. Yeah, even if they have a sweeper, I think we're doing okay. If they have an Agent of Treachery, it's not. We're also like doing okay, I think. Or you know, something into Agent. If they just Yorion here, it's also fine. They Narset into Birth of Meletis. I can't imagine that's what they were trying to find here. Although that is the only known card. Still have 2 unknowns. But I feel like if they're leading on Narset here, they didn't have a very strong hand. They cast the Birth. So maybe they have like Birth plus Supreme Verdict. They attack the shark. Am I going to block and sack my Windrobber? Maybe they have Tails End for a Deathrite Shaman activation. But there are 2 more sorceries in the graveyard here. So they're going to go and just cast their Verdict now. Wait, did they not have double white? Because they thought this was a Jeskai Triumph? Oh, commit to memory. Sure. And now they die to Abrupt Decay on the shark. Yeah, the Zendikar Rising command, that command's out of date. It already happened. And it turns out I wasn't destined to be the champion after all. Good morning, Nineball. Hope you have a good Christmas too. Pretty interesting hands. I think we probably lead on Windrobber. Just start filling up the graveyard. Could maybe lead on Shaman and then hope to hit a land off of Thieves Guild Enforcer to double spell next turn. So we could go Shaman, Thieves Guild Enforcer, hope to hit a land, and then play Soaring Thought-Thief.
Hey baby, I want you to see my outfit before I leave.
Oh wow, you look so pretty. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Did you already walk Athena?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good day, sweetheart. You just realized your 12-month resub is on December 31st. That's awesome. You'll wait a day to have a New Year anniversary. Very cool, very cool. If we were to play this game, I'd feel super duper confident about our chances. We did hit the land that we wanted to. I'm just gonna main phase the Thought-Thief to play around Spell Queller. Hit another land for the Shaman. Feels kind of nice. Thought-Thief also blocks the Phantom pretty well, but not the Wanderer quite as well. We can only get them to we can get them to 8 cards in their yard with the Fatal Push, which will turn on both of these. So we can go Windrobber, trigger Thieves Guild Enforcer, attack, trigger Thought-Thief, Fatal Push to put one of these 2 in the graveyard. Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Are you not wearing your Santa hat?
No, I'm gonna get a hat hair at work.
I'm getting hat hair at work. What's Chart a Course for? Good question. That's like the one card that really doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I mean, you know, the card's not bad in a deck with a lot of cheap creatures that are trying to attack, and you know, the card seems like reasonable, but I think it's just like for value, but which is also a bit weird to me because this deck generates a ton of value as it is. I guess we need to play Pathway, not Mutavault, to cast the Windrobber. So cast this. I doubt that they'll sack. Yeah. Would Of One Mind be better? Maybe. I feel like Of One Mind is a bit more win more, but maybe you can afford to do something like that. I mean, the deck is already playing 3 into the story, which is very good in the deck in my opinion, and I'm not sure you need that much more. So we have either Deathrite Shaman ability up here, although I'd prefer to use the Drain mode, especially since that's going to allow these to stay at 8 cards in the graveyard, although I guess if this survives, they'll be in 8 cards either way. Yeah, I agree. This is why I've been excited to try this deck, is because it really is a good Deathrite Shaman deck in Modern, which has been so rare to find. Oh, sorry, in Pioneer. I can't believe nobody plays this card in Modern. Seems pretty good with fetch lands. Alright, main phase Coco. That could be D's. I agree. Mausoleum Wanderer is so good. It's just such a good card. It's crazy. I'll probably trade Windrobber for Spectral Sailor if they offer that trade. How would Slitherblade Curious Obsession package be? Probably not that good. There's a lot of Fatal Pushes in this format. Oh yeah, I forgot about Deathrite Shaman Burn. Such a weird time. You know, I don't actually, now that I think about it, I didn't play very much Deathrite Shaman in Modern back when it was around. I wasn't like a very competitive player either, but you'd think I would have played more of it. Alright, do I attack with a Thought-Thief? It actually does trade with something here. Or they just bounces off the Phantom. I think I'll leave the 2. I think the 2/3 flyer is a bit better on defense. Unbanned Deathrite would solve the Uro problem. I agree to some extent, although like you would maybe just play both together. Like, but maybe Uro becomes just not playable with Shaman in the format. It's possible too. These games are taking way longer than I was expecting them to. I cannot believe they took that hit. Probably don't have time for Lurrus. If we Lurrus, we can't activate Shaman and play the other Shaman, so... Can you beat Uro without Deathrite Shaman? I mean, are you talking about it in Modern? Because that's not even a conversation, because the card's not legal. In Pioneer also, yes. Uro is not as good in Pioneer as it is in Modern. You know, Uro shines is better because of both fetch lands and the fact that Uro is really good when players are able to trade resources really efficiently, and then Uro is just very difficult to interact with and wins that kind of like resource trading game plan. Can gain 2 if we need to. If we need to, we can gain 2. I don't think we're dead. Shouldn't be dead. I mean, yeah, Deathrite Shaman is probably the best creature ever printed in formats with fetch lands. Might block and sack here. If this is the only attack, I kind of like that play. Best one-drop maybe. A string case can be made for Goyf. Tarmogoyf is barely playable in Modern and Legacy these days, so I like very heavily disagree. You know, maybe if you look at like history as a whole, but like Shaman was better than Tarmogoyf, for like almost definitely, right? But like Tarmogoyf is barely playable in Modern, arguably not playable. In terms of best creatures, it's probably Snap or Deathrite Shaman. I feel like Shaman's definitely better than Snap.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
So it's you know, certainly a bit subjective. Doc Prof Beard, 10 months in a row. Happy holidays to you as well. Welcome back. And Iceman Rob. Lots of recent
What's up?
today.
It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Walking Ballista. It just seems so hard to make an argument for a card like Walking Ballista to be the best creature ever printed, you know? This doesn't seem reasonable. Yeah, maybe Golgari Grave Troll is the best creature ever printed. No, I also like always hate when people call Shaman a Planeswalker. I don't know. It requires mana for its activations, which is so different. The Thought-Thief has Flash, but I think we probably just want to play around Queller. Guess I was supposed to maybe respond to trigger once more, because there's actually only one more instant or sorcery in graveyards right now. Monster Mentor is the best card in Vintage. Yeah, that's true. Mentor in Vintage specifically is a better creature. I agree with that. In Legacy, though, Shaman was better. Same for Modern. It's kind of true, like in if you talk about like the best Planeswalker ever printed, Oko is the best Planeswalker in Standard, Pioneer, Modern, and maybe Vintage. Although maybe Karn, you could say maybe Karn or Narset are the best in Vintage. But Ren 6 is definitely better than Oko and Legacy because of Wasteland. So I still think Oko takes the cake if you're, you know, making a top 8 list, which are always like really good uses of time and really good pieces of content. Yeah, Karn might be, I don't know, Karn is really, really good. Karn, Narset, and Dak all better in Vintage. I probably agree with Karn and Narset. I'm not sure that I agree with Dak, but I also don't play a ton of Vintage. Yeah, these discussions are fun, but they also don't tend to be very productive. But when you have opponents playing like super slow, it's like, what else are you gonna do? Good morning, Simon. Your deck is next in the queue. Uro might be better than Oko and Legacy because of Pyroblast. Maybe. I haven't played a ton of Legacy in this Uro Oko meta. You might be right. Okay, so interesting attack. We can go up to 12, and they're attacking for 9, 14, 17. We block here. 12. Yeah, we die exactly, so we have to block twice. Chump. What's my favorite Modern card? I don't know, maybe Shark Typhoon, maybe Snapcaster Mage, maybe Archmage's Charm. These are the cards that are, you know, kind of coming to my brain immediately, I guess. All right, we're gonna need to get kind of lucky. Interesting. So if my opponent has Collected Company in their hand, this wins. So that's exactly their last card. We'd also Lurrus. No, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think that's our only line. If the last card is Coco, we win. Oh, they can actually sack the Wanderer just to make that not true. Yeah, it wasn't, though. Very close. We can attack and put them down to 2, but we can't activate Shaman and attack. So close, so close. I just like the disputes, of course. Deadweight doesn't seem that good. We can play Bloodchief's Thirst, though. Chevill seems great in this matchup. Windrobber seems kind of bad. What's the record? We're currently 1-0, although we just picked up a loss against Spirits. Wait, why would someone pay you to play Pioneer? Because they like Pioneer and are interested in the format. And they like this deck specifically. Would be my guess. But boy, these games are taking forever. We've played, this is our 4th, we finished 4 games in 50 minutes. I guess that's not that bad. What you're missing, Elsa, is that they didn't have an there were not enough instants or sorceries in the graveyard to kill them. I would definitely say that Dak is better. Oh, you know what? Maybe Hogak is the best creature ever printed. Hogak might be better than Deathrite Shaman. It's kind of funny because they do like fight each other. They're both Golgari cards. But like maybe Hogak is better than Deathrite. I think Hogak was better than Deathrite in Modern. You know, Hogak is still legal in Legacy. Deathrite is banned, so it's hard to make the case there. Kind of a wash in Standard and Pioneer because Hogak was never legal in either of those, and Deathrite Shaman was never very good in either of those formats. At that point, isn't Golgari Grave Troll the best creature? Well, I think Hogak was better than Grave Troll in Modern. Grave Troll better than Hogak in Vintage, and it honestly seems kind of close to me in Legacy. Lurrus is also a consideration. You know what? You're right about that, too. Lurrus pre-nerf was the best card in Vintage. Better than Black Lotus. Is now also the only card that is currently power level restricted in Vintage. And so... Or sorry, the only card that is power level banned in Vintage. And so it's kind of hard to make the case that any card is better than Lurrus in Vintage. Since it is power level banned. Chevill seems so good in this matchup. Hogak is played without Grave Troll in Vintage and Legacy most of the time. Yeah, I mean, they go in different decks. I agree with that. Hull Breacher being in the conversation is interesting. I feel like Hull Breacher is still too new for me to make that claim. They don't have a second white for the Skyclave, but it's so bad if they find it. Deadweight is good against Spirits Instant Enchantment that dodges Wanderer. I feel like they have so many 3 toughness creatures, but maybe you're right. I mean, Ante doesn't count. Although Contract from Below, Contract from Below would be the best card in Magic if it didn't have Ante and was deleted from existence. But like, if you just remove the Ante part of Contract from Below, it's the best Magic card. I don't think it's on Magic Online, but I feel like maybe a decent number of people don't know what Contract from Below does. Card is absurd. But you discard your current hand and draw 8 new cards. And so it's a one-sided wheel that draws 8 instead of 7 and costs 1 mana. And doesn't give your opponent a new hand either. It's actually just way more broken than any other piece of power. Assuming you were to just remove the ante part of the card. It's actually like it's just it's just unreal. Nice to just blank their mana this turn. Yeah, the anti part is so weird to evaluate. Like if we're just talking about card power level. So we push the spirit, they Queller us, or they Brazen Borrower, or Petty Theft Chevill in response. Contract is possible better than recall. If you remove the anti part of the card, because I have a hard time evaluating that, Contract is 100% better than recall. It's better than Black Lotus, and it's honestly not even that close, assuming you remove the anti, because it's really hard to evaluate with the anti. Can't forget the anti. I honestly don't truly. So I don't really know how anti works, right? Like, discard your hand, ante the top card of your library. Isn't that just effectively exile the top card of your library? Like, why? Yeah, that doesn't, like... If it's just exile top card of your library, discard your hand, draws... Wait, why does it say 7 on MTG bot? Isn't this 8? Hold on. MTG bot says 7 cards. I thought it was 8. Discard your current hand and draw 8 new cards, adding the first draw to ante. I see. Okay. I mean, it's still, even just being 7. A 1 mana, one-sided wheel is so absurdly good. Time Twister is a symmetrical effect and is 3 mana. It is on the power, list. And, maybe it doesn't deserve to be there or whatever, but... Guess we do this. You gamble it, though? I don't think that matters, right? Like, I don't think that the fact that you gamble it is supposed to play a factor into how powerful the card is. Maybe I'm supposed to push this. Because this keeps the bounty counter. It's probably true. Bit of a misstep. But it's like, if you're talking about how powerful a card is in a game of Magic, I don't think the fact that you could, like, the fact that you might not own it after the game matters at all in, like, the power level discussion. Right, I think I'm content if they Queller this. Alright, Chevill. Drawing the second Chevill does kind of stink, but I guess we get to discard it. Although I suppose it's just kind of free to turn on the Chart of Course instead. Can hardcast into the story next turn. Down to 10. Let's put the counter on the Phantom, because we can push Phantom. Can't push Queller. Floating out a bit. I guess we attack. If our opponent casts Brazen Borrow, we're dead to Eagle. Might be dead to Supreme Phantom too. Yeah, we are. But I'll just cast into the story and hope that they don't have it if they make that play. Seems like they're holding up a Spell Queller, which is pretty ideal if that is what they have here, because you can't Spell Queller into the story. How do you redeem a deck tech? You just you can either send $5 over my way or just click the channel point option and post the list you want me to look at in chat. Okay. So we Thoughtseize, and they probably Queller the Thoughtseize, which I think we just let that resolve. Or perhaps we instead... Yeah, never mind. Let's actually drown the Supreme Phantom in response. If their hand is like Queller plus Rattle Chains or Queller, we lose. Maybe we don't lose. Legacy Snow Forts. Well, I gotta tell you, I know people really like these Assault Formation, High Alert, Arcades decks. They seem to really like the big butts attacking. But boy is casting Wall of Shards, Wall of Omens, Wall of Denial in a format like Legacy. It is tough. It's like these cards are just really not attacking the format at like the kind of angle you need to be. Block and die. Okay. Lost to Spirits. Queller was tough. Alright, 1 hour and 5 minutes to play 2 Pioneer matches. Let's hopefully we can speed this up a bit. Had some slow opponents. Supposed to lead on Thieves Guild Enforcer here, I think. Opponent also is a Lurrus deck. Could be the Mirror, could be Auras, could be Burn. Looks like it's Burn. See if we can intimidate them into not attacking. Chevill seems pretty good here. Although having to go Shock is a bit dicey. Yeah, I can get them up to 6 cards in graveyard. Not quite enough. Trigger attack. If we get to untap with Chevill, I think we're going to be in amazing shape. They just play Eidolon. Yeah, this is good for us. Probably should have attacked first. I'm glad we're playing against a slightly faster player. Because we got 3 more Dono decks in the queue today. Huh. See if they are smart enough to make this block or not. They are smart enough. You have them at 10 cards in graveyard? You mean with the Windrobber plus Thieves Guild Enforcer? Maybe you're right. We can put Lurrus into our hand and pass, or just hold up Mutavault, or, you know, ignore the Eidolon. I don't think I want to cast any of the spells in my hand. I think I'll just pass Mutavault up. Yeah, triple Vantage is tough, too. Lurrus, I think there's definitely an argument for it. It's just like casting Lurrus next turn isn't even all that good, probably. They Wild Slash the Thieves Guild Enforcer. They need 1 more spell to kill the Chevill, though. Does have Death Touch. They do have a spell. It's Boros Charm to deal 4 to me. Maybe we should have done the Lurrus play. Yeah, should have played Lurrus. If only this had Vigilance. Yeah, I think we attack too. Play the Grave tapped, and we can block with Windrobber and draw a card. Or this can happen too. Okay. Pretty happy with that block. They've got no cards in their hand. We can Thoughtseize their Lurrus though. We're still at 9, which is like relatively healthy. Next we have a Teamer control deck in Modern that's main decking Dryad of the Elysian Grove, and then we have Jeskai Spirits in Modern. It's like a Jeskai Tempo deck with Spirits, which is pretty cool. And then we have Grixis Twitch chat suggestions. Kind of like the Kind of like the Jeskai one we played recently. I said the word. I said the word. So I think we block here and then cast Soaring Thought-Thief, which makes the Windrobber a 2/1, and then if they kill the Thought-Thief, we can just sack the Windrobber to draw a card. Yeah, next is the Teamer deck. That might be the one I'm most excited for as well. It's a good draw. Only 35 more cards till we mill them. I can bring in the Clings, I think. The Thirst, the Deadweight. Thoughtseize does take Lurrus, which is pretty nice, but I think otherwise it's a pretty underwhelming card. I kind of feel like there's been a few matchups so far against both like Spirits and Burn, where I've wanted a third Chevill on the sideboard, so that might be something to consider going forward. Kind of don't hate the Duress, and Windrobber also seems kind of weak again. Windrobber, I agree, is like I think you do want 12 1-drops, and I think that Windrobber is the third best behind Enforcer and Shaman. But if this deck just had another 1-drop that was of the power level of Enforcer or Shaman, this deck would be so much better in my opinion. Back to Nature is mostly for the Auras matchup, I imagine, but also answers like Rest in Peace, which is a problem. We killed a Hardcast Typhoon with it earlier, but mostly for the Auras deck, which is pretty popular from what I understand. I like having this hand of all fast lands. Windrobber is maybe upset that I cited out his other 3 copies. Put Moses 6 on the play, plays a Swift Spear. Yeah, I think I am interested in holding the Fatal Push for a Eidolon. Eidolon is just so bad here for us. Yeah, I don't think Windrobber is like unplayable. It's just like definitely the worst 1-drop. Have Light Up the Stage. I always like playing against Light Up the Stage because you're just so easy to play around. Wild Slash plus Zergo. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play the Urborg and pass here. How many Zergos do they play? Probably just one, right? We have kind of an interesting call. What to cling? I think I'm just gonna draw a card. Yeah, I really wanted to draw like a 1-mana threat there. Although maybe I was supposed to cling my own Fatal Push because of Soaring Thought-Thief. This may be true. Yeah, that also doesn't turn off Lava Runner. I'm gonna push the Lava Runner, block Zergo. Wow. Wow. Yeah, let's just get these all online here. Smack them for 4. Wish we could have played the Mutavault, but we didn't. We needed the second blue mana, of course. Next turn we can put Lurrus into the hand and activate Mutavaults. Opponent casts Chain to the Rocks. I mean, I am playing 12 Soaring Thought-Thieves in the deck, so it's pretty likely I was going to draw that well. The block Zergo. Take my 2 for 1. Let's go. 1 card in their hand. It does look like it's a spell. I guess we'll leave the Sanctum up. The Sanctum is a Sultai Triome here. This is game 2. We did win game 1. And I'll block. I think. Yeah. Just kind of happy to like 1-for-1 them here. Deal. It took me this long to figure out this is Pioneer. Yeah, we do have a card in our deck that's banned in Modern. It is Pioneer. I haven't played Pioneer since I won that PTQ, and I haven't streamed Pioneer in a long time. Kind of fun to get a change of pace. It's also nice to get a 10-minute match after it took like an hour and 5 minutes to finish these two. It's brutal. Let's keep this. Probably Thieves Guild Enforcer on turn 1 so that we can chart a course on turn 2 and draw 2 cards. Maybe chart is just great. Any chance that the Adventurer's Legacy dono content from last Thursday makes it up to YouTube at some point, or do I usually not upload donos? So I'm pretty hands off with the YouTube, but my editor has been uploading the Thursday dono leagues, so I thought that would happen, but it does look like maybe he skipped over it. But he just kind of has. I've been relatively hands off. I don't like tell him which ones to upload. He just kind of picks and chooses. But he might still upload them. Sometimes he goes back after skipping a day. I think this deck could play Of One Mind, although I feel like it might be a little win more, you know what I mean? Just like a little bit. Scrap Heap Scrounger is really good against us. Yeah, I know you mean Of One Mind in the Charter Course slot, and I know I didn't maybe say. But yeah, I know that's what you mean, but I still think it's like a little. It's like a little less consistent when you compare to Charter Course, but with a higher upside. Discarding a card is also kind of relevant for Deathrite Shaman. Although not like super relevant, admittedly. Just put them to 1 here. I think we do. I know that Chevill's pretty good, but so is putting them to 1. Yeah, they floated up pretty badly there. They should have gone out in style with Castle Lochtwain, though, so it's hard to feel too sympathetic when they could have won over our hearts and minds there. Yeah, another matchup where the third Chevill in the sideboard I think would be really nice. Do I want Soul Guide Lantern? I guess I do. Maybe trim in a third into the story in this matchup. I guess the Windrobbers also feel kind of weak. Maybe Into the Story is great. Does Of One Mind interact with Mutavault the way I want it to? I think it does. But it's also like you're turning it into a 2-mana draw too, so it's not like... I mean, I guess sometimes you're attacking with Mutavault and Of One Minding. Keep this. Shaman seems pretty good in this matchup. And the fact that we actually have Shaman maybe means that we didn't need to play all the Graveyard Hate in our sideboard. It also means maybe the deck doesn't need to be playing as much Graveyard Hate as it is. Like, maybe you don't need Soul Guide Lantern if you just have main deck Shamans. I think I will Shaman on turn 1. We can block here. The battle of the best 1-mana 1/2s in Pioneer. Although I think Knight of the Ebon Legion is generally a better 1-drop in this format. Looks like my opponent mulliganed. Yeah, they mulled the 6. I think I want to get Windrobber down. Pass. You need Soul Guide to have a chance against Oops. Oh, that's a good point. I haven't actually played against the Oops All Spells deck in Pioneer yet. Such a blowout whenever this happens. Yeah, milling them is a bit dicey, but with the Into the Store in our hand, I think we need to go for it. Also just the Thought-Thief. Oh, I guess we have Cling to Dust. They sack the Lantern to draw, like that. The Oops version of Pioneer is worse than Modern. Oh, for sure, but Pioneer is also like slower and has less interaction, right?
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
So we play Thieves Guild Enforcer. We do get to turn on the Thought-Thief, but I think I'm going to Cycle Cling and try to find a black source first. I really want to draw a land. Fingers, thank you for your 6 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. I guess we could also hold up Drown instead of casting the Enforcer and just, just like not hit them for like the 2 extra points of damage here. It's probably better. Did mill over a Dread Wanderer. Doesn't feel that good. They don't sack their Lantern to draw a card, which I expected them to do. I'll counter this. You switched to being a Pioneer streamer? I mean, people enjoy the formats they enjoy. I'm glad to hear that you're liking it, Ashiok. Although I suspect that perhaps that's the case because Etron isn't as good as it was in Modern, which is also fine. I might sack this Windrobber to draw a card. Nah. Build over a scrap heap. Yeah, I really do think when Paper Magic comes back, Pioneer is kind of primed to make a comeback. They do take the Into the Story. And they can crew that with the scrap heap, but we can Fatal Push by sacking the Windrobber. So let's go ahead and go to combat. And they know about all of this, but I'm going to make them do it. All the tap lands. We get Bloodchief's Thirst now to play around discard spell off the top. But I feel like the fact that this doesn't block is just makes it not matter that much. But also if we thirst, we can Cling to Dust next turn. Yeah, let's just save it for a blocker and try to kill them. They play Swamp for turn. They draw a card down to 4. So they need to draw a removal spell, or they lose. No, that's not true. They have Mutavault. Well, we drew Push. Nice. All right, 3-1. 3-1. Yeah, I agree that this deck has a pretty good aggro matchup, or at least it seems that way. I do feel like I'd like that third Chevill in the sideboard. I kind of like 2 main, 1 side, but Chevill is so good against these creature decks, but really does struggle against the non-creature ones, of course. Yeah, I remember I played a decent bit of Chevill back in the day. I'm just flashing in. Well, if we play Windrobber, actually we get to mill for more. Yeah, let me just go attacking first. I'm not playing Nezahal in my Sea Monsters deck. Maybe I should be. I'm trying to keep a good ratio, like a pretty even ratio of like completely unplayable Sea Monsters and like somewhat playable Sea Monsters. Trying to keep that like pretty even, and so I think I've got like a 50-50 split right now. And so Nezelhal is like a playable card, so I'd have to add an unplayable one. Not sure what my opponent's doing exactly. Yeah, it's what creature type is it? I actually have like a decent amount of like off creature type creatures for Slinvada. I've got like 3 whales and like a fish. Just like a depressing amount, honestly. They got a Remorseful Cleric, seems pretty good in this matchup. Mutavault's looking pretty awkward. Maybe we can get some mana off the shamans here. That is a mana. Play another Windrobber, pass it back. Hey Tashi, how you doing today? Elder Dinosaur. It's pretty cool. Dude, it's a monument deck. Oh man, I love Catcher's Monument. Alright, let them choose their Charming Prince. We can't drown the Prince. I guess they're just gonna flicker their Skyclave and get rid of my Thought-Thief. I think we triple block this, right? I don't think we need the second Shaman. I'll trade Shaman for Bugler, I think. Especially because we have a Decay Skyclave. No, we need to decay the Monument. I'm like pretty sure. We can put Lurrus into our hand. I'm probably just passing here. Yeah, this Mutavault's been really, really awkward this game. We build over another monument. Counter this. I love Thraben Inspector. As I think we all do. Alright, this does get our opponent up to 8 cards in their graveyard, although we may end up shamaning away a land if we mill over 1, which we have not so far. We missed again, okay. So no shaman this turn, I guess. There's the Remorseful Cleric we knew about. Gonna Fatal Push that. And then they get to Skyclave my Thought-Thief again, which is fine, I think. Yeah, I'll push the Cleric, and then they'll sack targeting themselves. I don't think we do anything about that, but I'm gonna hope to mill over a land with the Windrobber, and then put Lurrus into my hand at least. But they should target themselves. They do. Oh, they target me? Deal. Land. Well. What are you gonna do? Let me use the restroom real quick. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, Aviary Mechanic, pretty cool. Gonna bounce their Skyclave, maybe? No, they bounce Charming Prince, which I guess is better. So I suppose we're gonna lose our Shaman. I'll trade 2 2s here. Is this gonna be on YouTube? Probably. Although, you know, I'm giving my editor free reign. He usually does put these up on YouTube, but if he doesn't have time, or like if he skips over them, it's kind of up to him. Is our deal, you know? Yeah, let me try. I want to resolve Into the Story. Oh, I should have attacked first. What am I doing? Still gets into the story though. But the VODs will be available. Guess I'm blocking the Skyclave apparition. Probably just had all spells on top. They draw a card with the clue token, so I guess their hand isn't that strong. They play... Oh, this card seems pretty good in their deck. Deal damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of creatures you control. Pretty good. Although it does. I always feel a bit weird when I see direct damage white cards. I think I'm just gonna put Lurrus into my hand here and hold up all my instants. Have I brewed anything new in Pioneer? Nope. I won a Pioneer PTQ like 2 months ago with like a list I hadn't updated in like 4 or 5 months, and I have not been looking at the format at all, really. Is there a way you prefer people to let you know they're fans in matches? Not really. I don't know, like, just whatever. Just say hi. It's fine. I counter this so they can't get a clue. I'm going to play Lurrus and Windrobber here. Pass it back. Can also activate Mutavault to block if we want to. Enforcer was a profitable block there. I guess. Yeah. But to cast the Enforcer, that means we tap out of Drown, so kind of prefer to hold up the Drown, I guess. Am I going to trade Windrobber with Warrior Token? I don't think so. This Dusk is actually super bad if it resolves. We need to find Cling to Dust or Drown in the Loch. Yeah, let me just go ahead and cast this. Did not hit. Draw another card. We have to find it. Damn it. Well, we could have chart a course looking for the Cling, but I guess we lose. This is good. This is like 5 mana, draw 10, something like that. Yeah, maybe we're supposed to chart for Cling. I don't know, if we chart for Cling, they just have pretty good attacks. Yeah, they have 15 cards in their hand now. I should have probably paid closer attention to like what they were actually getting. Oh, that's right. Cling is only in the sideboard. Oh, yeah, so it had to be Drown. I feel less bad. Oh, it's funny. Thieves Guild Enforcer isn't even on anymore. Oh, man. So brutal. Excuse me. Yeah, they have to discard 8 cards. Still in bad shape. Did not get a screenshot. Maybe I should have. Oh, and now this is on. So we're gonna attack for 7 here. Attack for 7. Chart a course. Chart a course. I think I'm just gonna cast both charts and with the ability to like use my mana. You know. Cool.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Yeah, we may be keeping up on cards here. Mav, 9 months to row. Happy Christmas to you too. Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. C. Yeah, I'm also surprised they cast Conclave Tribunal. Yeah, they've got as many spells as they could like. Just to gain 3 on the Charming Prince, sure. Nom the Puppet has redeemed a pet Athena. Let's see. She's not in here yet. Let's see if I can grab her. Athena, do you want to come in here? Athena. She's probably asleep. What a headache of a game. I think we're dead. Oh, she came here. Awesome. Let's go to game 2. Let me pet Athena real quick. Athena. So good. But opponent's in a Catcher's Monument deck, which is a pretty cool deck back in Standard. Tails End does counter a Catcher's Monument. I feel like Thoughtseize is pretty good against them. Another matchup where Chevill would just shine like the sun. I don't think I want to bring in more Graveyard Hate. Shaman should be enough. Right, on the play. Keep. Is green really that good here? I mean, besides Shaman? Well, Shaman's really, really good. And yeah, I think you would have green mana to be able to use its gain life ability. And then beyond that, the splash is pretty light. So I guess I'm a little confused what you're asking. Oh, I didn't see that this was Dawn Dusk. We'll exile it later. I think we want to keep cards in the yard for now. Might just Lurrus in my hand here. I guess if they have a Catcher's Monument, we need to drown the Inspector and then hold up, or push the Inspector and hold up Drown. Yeah, let me actually just do that. We can also attack for 1. I think it's really likely we're going to have to drown a 3-drop this turn anyways, so might as well also attack for 1. We're playing 62? Or are they playing 62? I guess we are. Oops. It's fine. 62 card special. Chevill and Sideboard cards. I don't think they're that good. How important is Deathrite Shaman? Deathrite Shaman is very important and, in my opinion, very good. And I think Chevill and the Sideboard cards are good too. And I also say the green splash is not difficult at all. I don't think I want to counter this. Maybe I do. Maybe I'll just like eat the dusk. This deck auto loses to Uro. I mean, we have 4 main deck with Deathrite Shamans. So I disagree. Oh, you mean this deck loses to Uro without the Shamans? I think I do attack here. We can replay it off Lurrus. I don't think they're going to block, but yeah, we can just replay it off Lurrus and start to fill their graveyard a bit. Gonna hold up Drown this turn though. I mean, Shaman is great in this deck. Just like the fact that this is a good Deathrite Shaman deck, in my opinion, it feels like the whole reason to play this this archetype. They bounce the Plateau to their hand. What is this? The deal damage one. Let me go ahead and counter that. Oh, no. I was supposed to kill a creature. I've never played around this card before. Oops. Pass it back. Have a happy holiday too, Reyes. Three mana Soul Sister is kind of feels like a little loose. Maybe it's a sideboard card. Yeah, mechanic pretty cool with these cards. Their deck is cool. I like it. Nice. I'm gonna attack. I don't think they're gonna block, but I'm like happy if they do. Maybe I was supposed to enter the story first. Windrobber is also pretty good with Lurrus. Catfish wants me to do a deck tech on opponent's deck. How am I supposed to do that? Just like, I mean, their deck seems pretty good. You know, I like the Charming Prince. I like basically every card I've seen besides Core Celebrant, which may be a good sideboard card. I think it's really cool to be able to every area mechanic back the MDFCs. I think that's neat. Although I guess more specifically the takedown. I think this card seems pretty good in their deck. The Ketra that we saw earlier was kind of spicy, although I don't know if it's good. Settle the Wreckage resolves. Yeah. Oh, that's also one thing about this deck. I feel like maybe we just need a basic for cards like Settle, Assassin's Trophy. It's possible you could like play one less fast land. Am I going to make suggestions at the end? Yeah, I am. I'm just kind of thinking out loud right now. I think I'm just going to decay a 3-wood Inspector now so I can attack. And I want to use my mana because I just have so much to do with my mana with this Into the Story. Alright, Lurrus down. They've got one card left though. We're pretty ahead. There's 2 cards now. What do I think about a Sultai Triumph? I feel like our mana's been pretty good, and tap lands I feel like have a pretty high cost in this deck. Like enough of a cost that I'm not that interested, probably. In Honor of Christmas, could we get some Naya? Probably not. Probably not. I think I'm gonna sack this Windrobber, see if we draw another Lord. Didn't. Maybe that was a bit greedy. Oh, maybe I was also supposed to kill the Skyclave while I had Revolt up. Get that 3/3. Alright, now I think I'll kill the Skyclave. Another land. Gross. Oh, I thought this was the 2/3 flyer, not this one. Mechanic, return Inspector, or return Charming Prince? Return the removal spell to their hand, I see. Not ideal, not ideal. Although we have attacks at least. How's Pioneer doing currently? I mean, this is my first time playing it in a long time. It seems okay though. Yeah, they probably double blocked the 3/3 here. Oh, they didn't? I think that's a mistake. They sack targeting their own graveyard. Do I want to draw a card? I don't think so. I think the flyer has a lot of value. They do have the they also like when they have the takedown card in their hand, and now it only kills the Windrobber, and yeah, I think they made a bad block there. They should have definitely double blocked the 3/3. That felt like a mistake for sure. I probably should have brought this deadweight in last time. Bring it in this time. Maybe trim a Charter Course on the draw. Seems fine. Yeah, I think this deck's super cool. I like. Oh wait, hold on. Why am I at 62? Why am I at 62? Oh, I brought in the Thoughtseizes. That's right. Yeah, I could also go down to 60, maybe if you want to. It's an option for sure. I'll keep this. I'll Thoughtseize, although I do think there's an argument for getting our creatures down instead. Yeah, we have the wonderful opportunity to take a land. Seems fine. Now I think I'll go Thoughtseize plus Enforcer. Kind of like to get that Skyclave Apparition out of the hand. They did draw a plane, so they're gonna get a Ketra's Monument down. It's possible we're just supposed to fight over it really hard, but the second monument is kind of bad for them, and they don't have any creatures currently. So their hand is Tribunal, Monument, Mystery card right now. And we do get this up to 8 cards in their graveyard. They did mill over one of these Dust Dawns, but thankfully we have Shaman. Yeah, Shaman is just so important in this deck. I just love seeing a good Deathrite Shaman deck. It feels really nice. So they can cast their Tribunal. Oh, they drew another Skyclave. That's really bad for us. They can also cast Tribunal. Goodness gracious. So they're probably going to get rid of my Deathrite Shaman because they've got the Dust Dawn. Well, things have taken a turn for the worse. Although they do need a land to be able to Tribunal. Guess we just put Lurrus into our hands. This gets them so many cards. Oh, good draw. Got Eternal Oketra. Barf. Well, I think we're dead. Enters tapped. Yeah. Can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck, I guess. I don't know, we've got like a decent amount of blockers. If they drew like another Ketra's Monument, they have nothing to do this turn. We know that's one of their cards. They do have a Skyclave Cleric, which gets them a 1/1 and a 4/4, which is pretty good. Well, I think we need to into the story this turn. We do get, we get back, infinite. Oh, we didn't even draw a land. Okay, never mind. Like we can just cast Enforcer every turn and block, but no land there. Good enough for me to concede. So in 3-1, the deck has been a deck I've been wanting to try for a while. So thank you to Sir for having me try it. Let's talk about the list real quick. What I like.